Today we are using the katanas. Now, I accidentally ended up getting the size Nebula as well. So what we're going to do is just kind of get this out of the way and look at them real quick. So this is a Nebula, and the best way I can honestly look at it. I mean, it was fun. I will say I ranked this right behind the nunchucks, but I do think that the katanas are probably the most visually pleasing out of all of them. I thought the nunchucks just looked a little bit trolly when it came down to actually like swinging and hitting zombies, especially when you grab espresso from Melee Macchiato. It like really looks weird in my opinion. The bow staff hits too slow for my liking, but the size are really quick. They're like a slight, maybe it's moderately right under where the, okay, I guess it's equipped. Hold on, let me go ahead and fix that. I was unaware that if I looked at that it would change the weapon, but we have the katanas on. Now I just think it looks really cool, but also I want to do something just to add this. I'm actually going to use some of these soda fountain ones just to see what I get. I could possibly get, wait, what is this? Oh, I thought this gives me a random perk. It's when I grab a perk. So I guess when we go get Melee Macchiato, we'll also grab whatever perk they decide to give us, which is still cool. But I would need to get rid of some of these gobblegums because I have so many of a lot of them that I just don't even use. And I mean, it just comes with the territory of constantly grinding zombies, which I won't lie, this is the first time that I've hit a wall when it came down to like doing all this. And the fact of literally in 2 hours of recording this video, there is going to be 2 more weapons dropping, and I'm gonna need to level up a lot to get the skateboard, which I cannot believe. Who asked for a skateboard? Like, who is the person that was just thinking in their head like, hey, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they were beating the shit out of zombies with skateboards. Like, I don't remember that version of or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't remember that. But regardless, we have that. Luckily, Splinter does not, like, his bow staff is just a blueprint, so I don't have to do that one, luckily, because it's just the same bow staff. And then there is like a new launcher of some sort, so I'll still have work cut out for me when it comes down to it. But luckily, you know, I don't actually have to grind a whole 3 different weapons. It's just 2, and one of them is a melee weapon. I would have dealt without having a single other melee weapon, to be totally honest, just because I don't know, something about melee weapons makes me so much more bored than any other weapon. Like, I can deal with killing the same zombies in the same map in the same spot over and over and over if I'm shooting, but when it comes down to actually like meleeing, it's just different. It's not the same for some reason, and it was making me hit a wall. But yeah, accidentally getting the size Nebula was not kosher for the game plan. I will say, was not happy that I did that. I don't even know how I miscounted. It was kind of weird because I was expecting to do this weapon yesterday. That was the plan, because I counted and I only needed 5 more amalgams. So we decided to, you know, hop into a citadel, and we went into the tomb and literally played until about round 30, and then we finally got all the amalgams we needed. But then they only said we did 4, which was very, very annoying. But I looked through the video footage and saw we needed 5, and I exfilled already, and I knew, okay, now I need to take another 20 minutes. I was already cutting it close as it was, and it wasn't worth it to keep going. So we postponed it. I just decided to work on the size, and then somehow miscounted, and we ended up accidentally getting that Nebula. So yeah, either, I don't exactly know what the thumbnail is going to be because we have 2 different weapons. They'll probably still be just Leonardo's Katana's Nebula, but just know we did end up doing the size. So those are done, and I believe that's really it until in 2 hours when they drop the new weapons. But I'm gonna still have to grind to get through that pass and then get those weapons. So we still got some work cut out for us for sure, which is a little bit unfortunate. I thought I was gonna get a break after, I won't lie, after the 2 weapons they did add in this season. I thought I was gonna be done with after that. Then they added a couple more, and then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles happened. I did not know they were planning on doing that, and it's just crazy the fact of they added 4 weapons and another 2. Like, this season alone I think has more than all of last season already. Like, and we're still like 23, 22 days away from the next season, so it's very weird for sure that we're at that point. But let's go ahead and see what random perk we get. I'm curious because I'm trying to use up these these gobblegums in a way. So vulture 8, hey, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. We'll get a lot of decoys, which is something I normally would use for going for high rounds with the melee weapons, just for the sole reason, once you get so far, you kind of start getting run over by hordes. The only ones that can really, if it's not the swords, those nunchucks are probably the only ones that can swing fast enough. Maybe even the power drill, but the nunchucks just swing fast enough to the point where you can actually take out the hordes even on high rounds. So it makes it easier for sure. But all in all, I just can't wait to be done with the melee weapons. So I'm positively thinking like, okay, we just have a skateboard to do and then we're done. Knock on wood. If they add, I mean, why'd they add so many melee weapons? Like, if you look at all the new weapons they added, I'm pretty sure they added almost all melee weapons, because we got the power drill. I mean, I guess the baseball bat doesn't really count since they didn't technically, I don't think they added that. Maybe that was a weapon they added. I don't think so though. I think that was there at launch. But then you had the cleaver, and then they added these 4 weapons, and now they're adding a skateboard as well. Like, so many melee weapons that I just wish they didn't add. It's just, I don't know, something about them makes it boring. But it also could be I'm just burning myself out on zombies, which is actually really unfortunate, because I do love zombies this year. I think it's really, really fun. I just underestimated the Nebula grind. I thought the Nebula grind, I think if you count the new weapons that are coming out after this, I think that makes it an even 50 total weapons that they've added, which is kind of wild. But I mean, not that they added, but 50 total weapons in the game. So 50 is quite a bit that I have Nebula. Now the rumor is that next season will be primarily Warzone, so there is a very likely possible outcome that we will get no zombies related content next season, which, I mean, I guess we've been getting more than we would normally get, because I mean, even in Cold War we had to wait an entire season's worth before we even got the next map, because it launched with the machine. I don't think we got Firebase Z until season 2, I believe. And we've gotten, in this game, one every single season. So they're going to definitely slow down eventually. I think one of these seasons would probably be one that we won't get anything. And if I had to guess which season that would be, it'd be the one where they're going to try to get all their players back for Warzone. So it'd make the most sense to just not do anything for season 3, which, I mean, is unfortunate. I hope they still come out with something. But if they don't, yeah, it's pretty understandable, I won't lie. Now, I will say there's been a thought that's been rumbling around in my head when it comes to stopping the whole entire Nebula grind. Like, we did 48 weapons total so far after we count this one, I believe. And the only problem with going for Nebula is it's kind of preventing me from playing the game, because I'm not a full-time content creator or anything of the sort like that. So I don't have all the time in the day. I did not realize I was about to go down. That's crazy. But I do not have all the time in the day to just be grinding zombies. Like, it literally prevents me from playing anything else, which is very unfortunate, because I wouldn't mind playing multiplayer. I enjoy multiplayer a lot more than, I mean, that's just the main thing that I always play. And then also I want to play Siphon Filter. I want to make this Death Stranding documentary video. Like, there's a lot of things that I want to make, and me starting this grind and not necessarily wanting to kind of stop it since I'm already so deep into it is definitely, like, I'm at a crossroads, because if I stop it, I feel like, damn, I kind of quit, you know, before I was done with the entire challenge, because I don't know why I did. I was just saying, like, I'm gonna do every single gun in the game, because I honestly thought they weren't gonna add that many. I thought maybe 2 a season. It's been like 8 a season, so it's been kind of crazy. So I mean, it's been a thought definitely in my head of just possibly taking a step back from zombies, or maybe not even zombies as a whole, but more of just taking a step back from the Nebula grind, because I mean, 2,000 kills per gun, it takes about 2 hours out of my day. So when they added these 4 weapons, that was 2 hours, and that's give or take, that's 2 hours just for the kills or critical kills. And then you have the manglers, or the 30 mangler special zombies, and then you obviously have the miscellaneous camos, then you have the elites, and it becomes tedious, I won't lie. But all in all, it's just a thought that popped in my head. Will I actually stop? Probably not, but I do see myself playing at least more multiplayer here soon. Like after this weapon, I won't say that I'll do the skateboard right away. I think we'll probably take a little bit more extra time before we decide to do the skateboard and the other weapon. Unless the other weapon, like the new actual weapon, and not a melee weapon. If that new one is actually fun to use, maybe I'll go ahead and do that. But we'll just have to find out, wait and see a little bit. And then I need to actually like hunker down and write the rest of the script for this Death Stranding video, because I think it'd be so fun to make a documentary style video of some sort, because I've just never done one before and I've always loved those styles of videos. So just doing one for the first time would be cool. It's just a matter of kind of finding the time to write the script for it. I ain't gonna lie, I did think in my head like, why don't I use ChatGPT to write the script? But I want to do it myself, at least for this first one, you know? Not saying I got anything wrong against people that use ChatGPT. I just feel like, I mean, I know when it comes to like artwork, they siphon things from the internet and kind of like make an amalgam of something that looks kind of original, but in reality it's just taken. So I kind of feel like that would be the same way with a script. I got a feeling that, I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but I just, for some reason, I have a thought in my head of like, well, would they not be taking this script from someone else as well? Is that not a thing that happens? I'm just not entirely sure. So I would at least want the first one I do to not be using that. And then, you know, maybe do some more research on how that works. And if I know that it's not being taken from something, maybe use that just to help like give me a guideline or an outline of a script and then kind of go from there. But yeah, this first one I'm actually going to put a lot of thought into and try to make it as good as possible. Because it's always been a video that I've wanted to make. It's just a lot of work. Definitely more work than I remember, or not that I remember, but that I was expecting. I always knew there was a lot involved in it. Just never actually thought about it and never wanted to get the ball rolling into making one of those videos. But we should be getting our amalgam here, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this trap. Oh, I don't even have enough. Hold on, let me get enough. We don't really even need it, but I like to just be safe. That amalgam's taking the long way, but we're gonna go ahead and do this, and then we're gonna pop frenzied once it gets close. All right, there we go. It ate a zombie. Oh yeah, that did so much damage. My gosh. Okay, that should be Nebula. Prestige Master, there it is. 737 Nebula for the katanas. The final weapon that we needed from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collab, other than what they're adding in 2 hours, which is kind of unfortunate. But we'll have the skateboard and whatever that other weapon is. I actually don't even know what that weapon is. Kind of already forgot. So let's see what this weapon's all about. Obviously, since it's a melee weapon, we can't exactly see the full front of Nebula, but it should still look cool. I actually don't know what the inspect looks like. Let's go ahead and look at this. All right, that looks nice. Okay, I mean, it looks cool. I do like that. Oh, okay, that was fire. That was fire. I will say it's a little bittersweet knowing that all of the melee weapons I've done, and they're all just gonna look like this, which this still looks cool. But again, like Nebula, when it's like the full front of all of it, it looks really cool. But then this is just like bioluminescence or Borealis from last year's Call of Duty. So it's a little bittersweet with the melee weapons specifically, but it's still cool. I'm glad we finished them. So I guess that is the Katana's Nebula, and the start of, in 2 hours, we'll have the skateboard to want to do, which I am not looking forward to that end to me.